Ever get that like creepy feeling like your phone is totally listening to you? I mean, I swear the other day
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about I don't know, cat sweaters or something,
Yeah.
and bam, next thing I know, my Instagram feed is full of them.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky how they do that.
So today we're diving deep, like really deep into the world of smartphone tracking and security.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wild world out there.
We've got this audio source. Find out who's tracking you through your phone.
Okay.
And we're going to break it down, figure out what's really going on.
Sounds good.
No more mysteries,
All
right?
right, demystify this stuff.
So this source, it talks about these like secret codes hidden in our phones.
Yeah. Yeah, these they're kind of like backdoors to information.
Like straight out of a spy movie,
Yeah,
right?
seriously.
It mentions this one, hashtag 211, and it's supposed to tell you if your calls or messages are being diverted.
Right. So this code, it was originally for businesses, to manage calls.
Yeah.
But someone could use it to like spy on you, basically.
Wait, so like my calls could be going somewhere else without me knowing?
Yeah, it's possible.
That's kind of unsettling.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of.
Then there's this other one, hashtag 62 tag, and it shows where calls go when your phone's off or unreachable.
Yeah, so ideally it should go to your voicemail,
Okay.
but you never know. It could be redirected.
Oh, wow. So someone could be like intercepting my calls.
It's not impossible.
Man, this is getting a little scary.
Well, knowledge is power, right?
True.
And there's this really useful code, especially when you're traveling, hashtag 0002 tag.
Okay, what does that one do?
It disables all call forwarding.
Oh, so no more crazy roaming charges. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, that one's going straight in my notes.
Yeah, it's a good one to remember.
So these codes, they're just kind of sitting there in our phones, huh?
Yeah, they're part of the system.
Waiting for us to like unlock their secrets.
You could say the
Now, there's another code, hashtag 06 tag, and this one shows your phone's IMEI, right?
Yes, the International Mobile Equipment Identifier.
That's the one, but I don't really get what it's for.
So think of it like your phone's fingerprint.
Okay.
Every phone has a unique one,
Uh,
and it's used to identify and authenticate the device.
so like if my phone gets stolen,
Exactly. Even if the thief changes the SIM card,
uh,
the IMEI can be used to track it down.
wow, so it's like a built-in tracking device.
In a way, yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a useful feature.
And the IMEI can also tell you the phone's model and specs, right?
That's right.
Handy for repairs and stuff.
Exactly.
I'm learning so much already. This is great.
Glad to hear it.
Okay, so we've got these secret codes, but the source also mentions this James Bond code.
Ah, yes, that one.
It's supposed to pinpoint your location using something called NetMonitor.
Now that one's a little more technical.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about that part.
So NetMonitor, it's a utility that shows you details about the cell towers your phone connects to.
Wait, like the actual cell towers I see around town.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does this James Bond code thing work?
So each cell tower has a unique ID, and with NetMonitor,
Uh-huh.
you can find that ID, and then you figure out the local area code or LAC for that tower.
Okay, and then what?
Then you can use a website like opencell.org to pinpoint the tower's location on a map.
Hold on, so anyone with a phone and internet could like track someone's location.
Well, theoretically, yes.
That's kind of creepy.
It does raise some privacy concerns, for sure.
It's like Big Brother is watching or something.
Yeah, and it's not just individuals who could do this.
What do you mean?
Imagine, like, a fake cell tower disguised as a truck or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's possible.
So there could be these like rogue cell towers driving around spying on us.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, and this is getting more and more like a spy film.
It's the world we live in, I guess.
So we've got secret codes, rogue cell towers, what else?
Well, the source also talks about smartphone viruses.
Viruses. I thought those were just for computers.
Unfortunately not.
Really?
Yeah, smartphones are just as vulnerable,
Huh. I never really thought about that.
and some of them are pretty nasty.
Like what?
The source mentions this one called Place Raider.
Place Raider. That sounds kind of intense.
It is. It's a type of Trojan that targets Android devices.
And what does it do?
It can do some pretty sneaky stuff.
Like what?
It can secretly activate your camera, take pictures, even record videos.
Wait, so it's like spying on you through your own phone?
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
And get this, it can use those images to create a 3D model of your surrounding.
A 3D model, like of my house.
Yeah, using something called photogrammetry.
Wow, so it's like stealing a blueprint of your life?
You could say that.
This is insane. I can't believe this stuff is even possible.
Technology is a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, it's amazing and terrifying all at the same time.
Exactly.
It's like living in a sci-fi movie, except it's real life.
Yeah, the line between fiction and reality is getting blurry these days.
So this 3D model thing, is that like the worst it can do?
No, it can potentially access even more sensitive data.
Like what?
Your contacts, passwords, even financial information.
Oh man. That's not good.
Yeah, especially with mobile payments being so common now.
So we're not just talking about someone knowing my browsing history, we're talking about like identity theft.
Exactly. The stakes are much higher now.
Okay, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
Well, the source emphasizes choosing secure messaging apps.
Secure messaging apps. Okay, so like ditching the default ones.
Yeah, apps like Telegram, Chair, Wicker, Signal.
I've heard of those, but what makes them so secure?
They use end-to-end encryption, so only you and the person you're talking to can read the messages.
So even the app company can't see them.
Nope, they're completely private.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a good way to keep your conversations confidential.
But even with these apps, can't someone still track my location?
That's a valid point. The apps protect the messages, but not necessarily your location data.
Right, because if I'm posting my location on social media all the time, it kind of defeats the purpose.
Exactly. You got to be mindful of your digital footprint.
Digital footprint, like all the traces we leave online.
Yeah, and it's especially important when it comes to kids.
Oh yeah, I got to be more careful about what I share about them.
It's all about finding that balance, staying connected, but also protecting your privacy.
Makes sense. So what about downloading apps? Any tips there?
Always be careful, especially with free apps.
Yeah, like those flashlight apps that want access to everything.
Exactly. They often request unnecessary permissions.
So stick to official app stores and read the reviews, right?
Yes, and be wary of clicking on suspicious links.
Oh, and those free charging stations in public places, those are bad too, right?
Yeah, they can be used for juice jacking attacks.
Juice jacking, what's that?
Basically, they install malware while your phone's charging.
Yikes, okay, no more public charging for me.
It's best to be cautious.
This is a lot to take in. It's like everywhere you turn, there's another threat.
Well, awareness is the first step.
Okay, so we've covered a lot, but there's one big question we haven't addressed.
You mean the government listening in?
That's the one, are they?
It's not a simple yes or no answer.
Come on, spill the beans.
Well, the source says that security agencies do cooperate with mobile operators.
So they're getting our data.
They can obtain certain data, yes, but usually with a court warrant.
So there are some legal safeguards in place.
Yes, in most cases.
And what kind of data are we talking about?
Usually call logs durations,
Yeah.
not the actual content of conversations.
So more like metadata than actual eavesdropping.
That's generally the case.
Okay, that's slightly reassuring. But still, it's a bit unsettling.
It does raise concerns about potential misuse.
Yeah, like mass surveillance or targeting individuals without proper justification.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with ethical implications.
I think we could have a whole other deep dive just on that.
Definitely a topic worth exploring further.
I mean, it's a lot, right?
Mm.
Makes you want to ditch the smartphone and go live in a cave.
Yeah, I get that, but it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Okay, so how do we strike that balance? Like, stay connected, but protect our privacy.
Well, we talked about messaging apps, being careful what you share online.
Right.
And watching out for dodgy apps and charging stations.
Yeah, but is there anything else? Anything else we can do?
One simple thing is regularly checking your phone's privacy settings.
Privacy settings, okay.
See which apps have access to your location, your contacts, microphone, camera.
Oh, those permissions things?
Yeah. Do they really need all that access?
Probably not. I just usually click accept without even thinking.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but it's worth taking a minute to look.
Okay, so check those settings. What else?
Keeping your phone updated is crucial, both the operating system and the apps.
Oh yeah, those update notifications, they're always popping up.
I know, but they're important. They often include security patches.
So it's not just about getting the latest features.
No, it's about protecting yourself from vulnerabilities.
Okay, so updates, check. What else can we do?
Did you know there are antivirus apps for smartphones?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought those were just for computers.
Nope, they can scan your phone for malware. It's an extra layer of protection.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Anything else?
Well, just remember, it's not just phones anymore. Laptops, tablets, smart home devices, even cars.
It's like everything is connected and vulnerable these days.
It's true. We live in a very different world now.
A bit overwhelming, to be honest.
I understand, but it's not all doom and gloom.
Okay, so what's the takeaway? What should we remember?
Stay informed, be cautious, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right, knowledge is power, like you said earlier.
And don't forget, you have control over your own privacy.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I've learned a lot.
Me too. It's a fascinating and constantly evolving topic.
And to our listeners, we want to hear from you. Have you had any weird experiences with your phone?
Yeah, share your stories, your tips. Let's keep this conversation going.
Because the more we know, the better we can protect ourselves.
Exactly.
So until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and stay one step ahead.
And remember, your privacy matters.